Well, good morning, everybody there in YouTube land. My name is Tony Grillo. Welcome to my channel, Wisconsin Hugs, and I'm just gonna talk about dating. Um, and here we go. I'll just jump right into it. I wrote this 3 days ago. Good morning, friends. Over the years, I've journaled stories here on Facebook about life. I do it partly for me because it reminds me of my journey. Those Facebook memories pop up, and it can be fun looking at what you were doing many years ago. And hopefully, it got you a laugh. I've never felt like it was bragging. I am envious of you that are happily married and have been together for decades. Uh, you achieved what I haven't figured out yet. And it's been quite a ride going from a dad and being married 12 years to going through a divorce I didn't want or ask for to spending the next 10 years hiking these unpredictable roads of the dating world. I made it a point to live again by enjoying the adventures, refusing boredom, and never dwell on any of the failures. Wayne Gretzky said, "You won't score if you never shoot the puck." There is no reward without taking risk. Each experience makes you grow, you get better, you never give up, you keep pushing those goals, and that's how you win. You keep doing what winners do. Have I won yet? No. LOL. But I'm going to keep trying, exercise and go to church and hike my trails with Pup and see my live bands and journal about life so all of you that share my struggles may know you're not alone. And to the rest of you lucky bastards that are victorious, this is a reminder to all of you on how lucky you truly are. 4 or 5 weeks ago, I'm never really good with time. You know, Especially things I really don't want to think about. But Kristen wanted a break, and there's been no communication between us. So I finally turned the dating back on this week, the dating app back on this week, and struck up a chat with a new gal these past few days. So I'll share a little bit here with all of you that are my friends from Cardinal Nation to my family everywhere to my beloved peeps in Wisconsin. She's Latino, and I've dated two Latino ladies before. One, we decided to remain dear friends, and the other had a bizarre ending. The bizarre ending one began as a blast on a first date to an Imagine Dragons concert. Then she got sick with pneumonia the next weekend. Yeah, the Imagine Dragons concert, I actually made a YouTube video on that date. Um, and but then she got sick with pneumonia the next weekend. She recovers the third week and is back working her catering business and tells me how proud she is of the food she whipped up. I asked her to send me a few pics of the food, and she was like, "Are you serious? I can't take pics at work." And yeah, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that, but I was just, curious. But then she replies, "Do you want to control me?" I was floored. I thought being interested was a good thing, and that's how that ended. She said goodbye. So, I gained a great Latino friend from one encounter, and the other ended as fast as it started with questions that will never be answered. And, I suppose maybe I even dodged a bullet there, because, if she was going to get mad at me for something like that, then yeah, maybe it's just better that we never had a second date. But this new Latino lady and I chatted on the date app, and it's funny how they sometimes go when a lady only gives one word answers and never asks you questions, and there's long gaps where nothing is said. You can just assume that it's dying slowly into oblivion. LOL. Yeah, you ladies out there, you really make it hard on us guys sometimes, especially when you do the one word answers. It's hard to, what us guys are doing is we're trying to, we're asking, we're trying to find out what your interests are, and what pushes your buttons, and we're trying to get you to converse with us, And if you're only going to give one word answers, eventually you're going to run out of things to ask and talk about. And usually when that happens, a guy sees that, he just automatically assumes you're losing interest, and then next thing you know, he's not going to ask you any more questions, and it's done. You won't be chatting anymore. He'll move on to someone else. So I even asked God for some help here. I asked her if she carried a big purse on dates. That's kind of always been my go-to line over the years. I found that it works. Women get caught off guard by the big purse question. Some of them laugh. Some have been offended by the question. Uh, some of them want to know why I asked the question, and some just want to talk about their purse. So I also did a YouTube video on that. It was one of the things that I wrote long time ago when I first started dating, and it got a huge amount of response especially from all my lady Facebook friends. Because I had nothing to lose, and that got a laugh. Yeah, she liked that. She actually responded. She said, "Why do you like big purses?" you know. So then somehow the topic of faith got brought up. It's something I normally stay away from when first meeting people, but I find out, she's devoted to her faith. And then the one word responses became sentences, and then she's writing paragraphs, and now she's asking me questions. And there we are, having a dialogue. We wind up spending the next few hours going back and forth. Now, I have a YouTube channel. Well, yeah, you know that because you're watching this video right now. And it's mentioned in my bio, my dating bio, yep. And it's really small with 24, well, now I got 27 subscribers that are all my closest friends or family, and maybe a couple ex-girlfriends are in there because they're probably curious if I'm going to write about them or not. But I have shared videos of dating stories and parenting stories and my favorite places to see bands. And there's some politics, and I've written, 2 songs for two different gals that I dated. So I never know how a lady is going to react when she looks at my channel. Some want no part of it. Yeah, I've had that a few times. They look at my channel and they think I'm a clown or whatever. They're not looking for a guy that's into that. And some love it. But it's my fun while I drive semi over the road. And by some small miracle, it turns out that she loved my awful singing. And I think it was the video where I asked if I sound like Kermit the Frog. It's like the silliest, most awful video I put up there. I don't even know how many views it's got. But it's got more views than a lot of my other videos. But that video was what convinced her to want to meet me. So we are planning a first date this weekend, and I know it's going to be fun, and maybe I'll tell you about it only if she's okay with that. She said she's okay with that. And if I don't say anything about it, just know I'm loving life and love all of you and thankful I have something fun to share with all of you. Oh yeah, every person of faith has a story about how they became a believer, and her story is one of the most beautiful I've ever heard, and I hope someday she will let me share it with all of you. God is real. God loves us all. He wants all his children to be happy, and God loves us misfits. He will often work miracles through his beloved misfits, so no one can boast. Have a great weekend. So this is a picture of me and her. This is Elizabeth, and she is from Guatemala. And as a young girl, her and her family moved to Florida, and so she grew up in Florida, and then eventually wound up coming to Wisconsin. She just thought, it's really hot in Florida and she wanted cooler weather, so she came up here. And that was the place we were at. It was a place called the Brickyard in Cudahy. Nice little bar. And yeah, we were enjoying a pretty nice date. And I will tell you about that date because something funny and unexpected kind of happened. So I wrote this post, 35 minutes ago. Today's Saturday morning. I just woke up. But we had gone out Friday night, last night. We met. And so here we go. Good morning. First date went well. But one unexpected thing did happen last night. We had fun talking and ate some good shrimp and tater tots from the Friday fish fry. That's a big thing in Wisconsin. I don't know, people from other states if you have, Friday fish fries, but that's huge here in Wisconsin. Everybody has Friday fish fries, and then had fun playing pool, where I was teaching her the game and how to hold the pool stick and hit the cue ball. As I was paying the bill, the server asked my name because that's how the bills were organized. There was two young ladies standing next to me, and one of them suddenly faces me and asks me if I was Tony Grillo. I don't know too many people in Cudahy, Wisconsin. This is my second year living here, and I had no idea who these two ladies were. Then the lady says she is friends with the last girl I dated. I laughed because I was totally caught off guard. I had no idea what to say. I've never had something like this happen before, especially on a first date. The closest was while seeing a band with Kristen. A guy that knew Dee and I said hi and was surprised to learn that Dee and I weren't together anymore. As I got drinks, Kristen told me that he had told her I treated Dee good. So now, my first date, Elizabeth, is next to me, and I have no idea what to say next and just kind of want to leave this funny, awkward situation. So I quickly replied, I haven't talked to Krista in a long time. Nice meeting you, and left. I just didn't know what to say. I should know better that something unexpected usually happens to many of my first dates, and you would think I'd be better prepared. But I had a drink and a half, and it was late, and had worked, and I guess I found myself not as sharp as I like to believe I am, or the writer side of me likes to think he is. I just wanted to get out of there. I didn't want to talk about Kristen in front of Elizabeth. Well, and Kristen and I did not depart on bad terms at all. We went out, 4 or 5 times? We had some fantastic dates. We are really good friends. And she just said she just needed a break. She just, I think, she's raising 3 kids, and she, maybe wasn't ready, for the fact that, she's got to go back to school, finish one more year of schooling, and she's living with her parents and raising her 3 kids. And she's at a point in her life where maybe she doesn't have a whole lot of room to fit a guy in there. I don't know. But we didn't part on bad terms at all. She said she wanted a break, so I gave her a break, and I unfriended her on Facebook, and I have not said a word to her at all. And she hasn't said a word to me, and I'm just going to give her a break like she asked, And so, let's get back to the post here. But I just wanted to get out of there. I didn't want to talk about Kristen in front of Elizabeth. Well, in the parking lot, Elizabeth was upset. And I'm not talking about, she wasn't, she got mad, but she wasn't, yelling at me or anything like that. And she didn't last mad very long. She kind of, she was upset initially, and then as we were walking out, she began to cool down right away, and she started thinking about what had happened and just thought, she started to cool down, but anyways, in the parking lot, Elizabeth was upset because I didn't acknowledge her and absently mindedly forgot to introduce her to two ladies I've never met before and didn't know. Um, that is weird. I mean, I guess yeah, she's right. I blew it. I should have said, oh hey, this is Elizabeth, and Elizabeth, this is the two ladies I've never met before. I guess that's how I should have handled it. I don't know. Uh, I can't even remember their names now. They're friends of Kristen. The last girl I dated. How do you do that? How do you handle a situation like that? You just, I didn't know. I had no clue. No clue. I was totally caught off guard in that situation. But, you know, um, she's right. I blew it. I was so caught off. I should have introduced her and say goodnight and leave. She said I would have looked good in her eyes if I had done that. She said I would look tough, instead of laughing nervously like I had, at the absurdity of the situation. She said my laugh kind of made me look weak in her eyes. I apologized and said she was right. I could have handled it better. My upsetting her wasn't intentional. And she thought about it as well on our way out to parking lot, realizing she'd never seen anything like this happen on any of her first dates or on any date she'd ever been on, and thought maybe she should cut me some slack and not end the evening by saying, don't call me again. So that's my story for all of you about the crazy world of dating, and hope it made you laugh and had a life's lessons. Wisconsin Hugs. So I did get a couple comments here. Um, Lori Mears is a wonderful girl I know from Reeseville, Wisconsin, when I lived there for a long time. And her and her family I'm very tight with. And I just love them all. They're great people. And, she wrote, I think you were right since you just met them yourself. And that was it. It was like, yeah, like I said before, it was like, what do you do? Am I supposed to introduce, say, hey, Elizabeth, these are two girls that are friends of Kristen. I don't know them. I have no idea who are, but I'd like to introduce you to them and them to you. And yeah, I just wrote, yeah, thank you. Because she said, I think you were in the right since you just met them yourself. And I think even Elizabeth started to realize that, that, maybe, like um, that's why she kind of like, started to cool down afterwards, since you just met them yourself. Yeah. And Lori Mears, I said, thank you. It was so bizarre. I had no clue. And Lori, she's like, the right one would have understood the situation. Well, in my eyes anyway. And I'm just like, yeah, dating world is crazy. And she's like, yes, it is. And then my friend here, Chris Johnson, I've known her forever and ever. And she's married, happily married, long time. I'm so jealous of her and her husband. But I'm also very, very happy for them both. Because they've been together for a long time. And she told me a story once about something her husband had done that made her upset. And hopefully she doesn't mind that I share it here with all of you on YouTube. But she had told me one time that her husband had some of the clothes of his former girlfriend still in the house. And Chris apparently was doing laundry, and she was looking for something to wear. And he apparently he tossed her some of his ex's clothes. And she didn't appreciate that too much. She's like, hell no, I'm not wearing these clothes that your ex wore. And she said he was in the doghouse for a few days because he did done that. And I guess guys are like, we just really don't care. Clothes are clothes, but apparently women, it means something more. But, she goes, LOL, she could call me for a reference. Well, thank you, Chris. I've known you since 7th grade, and you've always been a great guy. Sounds like you two communicated well. Probably a second date in the future. Yeah, I don't know. Lori's like, crazy, but you were right, and it is awkward. Say Slavie next? I don't know. We may we may, I have a feeling we're gonna go out again. I really do. Because she is a wonderful lady, and she's very devoted to her faith spiritually. Um, and she's a lot of fun. I love the way she talks with her Latino accent, and the way she phrases words and sentences. It's fun to listen to her. So Corey is like, Corey is a kid I grew up with. He lived just a couple houses down the road from me as kids growing up. And Corey's just probably shaking his head going, the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, thank you, Corey. you goofball. And Amy Hansen, she's like, I don't think most women on a first date would be upset if you didn't introduce them to two women you never met before. I don't think it was wrong on your part. It'd be different if it was your wife or someone you'd been dating, and that for quite a while. And that was kind of my feeling as well. It just the whole situation was so awkward. It was so weird. Uh, you know, these two young girls apparently, they recognized me. They knew I was their friends. I was the guy that was dating their friend, and Kristen, when we've been together, Kristen had made no effort to introduce me to any of her friends, so I had no idea who any of her friends were. I think we were dating. We had some really fun dates. She needed to get out of the house, and have some fun, cut loose. I mean, we all do, right? Everybody needs to cut loose and have some fun, and I think that was what Kristen was looking for. Maybe she wasn't really looking for a relationship. She was just looking to get out and have some fun and see how fun Milwaukee really is, because Milwaukee in the Milwaukee area, the nightlife there's so much to do in that area and so much fun to go out and do stuff, and I know where a lot of the fun places are, but it's also kind of neat when you meet somebody then they show you some places you may not even know about, or have never heard of. So yeah, Amy had said that, and I, that's kind of was my thinking too. I was kind of like, okay, I'm on a first date, and I'm just getting to know this girl, and I don't know these other two people at all, So, and maybe, maybe Elizabeth even realized that too. Maybe she realized, yeah, it's I can't. How can I get upset about that? It's I know Elizabeth. She's a very beautiful lady, and she, people are drawn to her. She has this personality that is just bigger than the world, you know, and she loves life, and she's very vibrant and lots of energy, positive energy. She's definitely not a boring girl, and she, she's had a blessed life too, and I think she has a light that shines. So, and maybe in her, she likes to be the center of attention. I think there's a little bit of that in there too. She wants a guy that, that dotes on her, and that, just, and I think all women want that. They want a guy that just loves the heck out of them. She doesn't want somebody that'll half-ass love her. She wants to be the center of that person's world, and I let her down there because I just wanted to get the heck out of there. But so, anyways, that is my story, my true story about what had happened to me on this weekend here in July. It was like July 22nd. Year 2022. So I hope you all have a great day. Hopefully you all enjoyed my story here on YouTube, and give me a like, and subscribe to my channel. Help me out here. I would like to grow this channel, and I'm hoping to get better at making videos and improving my skill here. I'm still learning. I'm still new. I just started this channel in January, but you give me a like and you subscribe. it helps me out quite a bit, and I'm just gonna keep putting content out there. That's different from all the other channels. So, and hopefully, it's good. So take care, everybody. Love you all. Wisconsin hugs.